show this week. Woo! College football bowl games are coming up. We got the NFL 3 weeks left. We got college basketball. We got NHL hockey. We got the NBA. What else do we need? All right, guys. I am Scott Matthews, and I am back in the hot seat this week. I was out last week under the weather, but I'm back at it. This is the one and only Get the Edge podcast show. And I'm joined, like I always am, but today we're a little shorthanded, but we're not shorthanded. You'll find out in a second. I'm joined by my partner in crime. I'm going to call him this month because it's Christmas month, TK Claus. TK in the house. What's up, T?
Man, just ready for another big week here. We got to get things going here. Teddy's hopefully comes live skiing down the slopes when we see him on the video. We'll see what happens with that.
I don't know. Last time I saw Teddy, I think he was on top of a couple of buffaloes or some big ass mooses out there in Breckenridge. But let's see if we can get him on. My man, the man that keeps me moving and grooving. Here he is, the CEO of the Sports Prophets. Let's hope this connection works. Teddy Brooks. What's up?
What's up, guys? Can you see me and hear me?
I can see the snow in the background.
All right, listen, that's all that matters. I can't see
Looks
you
like
guys.
a sunny day, man. Looks like a sunny day over there.
It is. So the first 2 days we were here, it was brutal. I sent a video to TK. TK checked in on me yesterday.
Yeah, I
sent a video to him. It was tough, man, but we're good. It's warming up. Got some picks. Might be a little limited on time here, but I couldn't miss this for the world. My wife said to me, "What are you doing the podcast for? You're on vacation." I said, "People are waiting for these picks
That's right.
all week long. How can I miss it?"
That's it, baby. And we got a lot to talk about because not only do we have the college football, obviously the playoff matchups are out. We'll get into that. We got the NBA heating up with the NBA Cup. They're down to, I think, the semifinals of that. And it's a light schedule of games throughout the week. It got college basketball. I mean, what better time? The NFL down to 3 weeks left in the season. Some good matchups this weekend. And, just some good stuff to look forward to. This time of the year is for you. I mean, is this one of your busiest times of the year, TK, when it comes to work?
Yeah, it was a little slow last week, but now we got college basketball flowing. You got the NBA tournament coming. It's starting to pick up a little bit back. These guys go Christmas shopping, and I go shopping. Getting ready for Christmas, but the bowl games become around. Like we're going to talk about the brackets later on, so
right,
stuff going on the next few weeks.
What about you, Teddy? This time of the year, business-wise, for you, is this obviously it's a crucial time of the year. A lot of people home on holidays. There are a lot of guys looking to bet big matchups. Big matchups thrive for our industry. This is probably one of your busiest months, other than maybe March Madness.
You would think so. But for me, it's more towards the beginning of the football season and then after football season's over, because people think they know football. So they don't come to guys like us for football. They think they know it already.
Why?
And then they lose a bunch of –
Go ahead.
Because they just think they know the sport.
Right.
And then they lose a bunch of money during football season, and then they come to us with their depleted bankroll looking for help. So actually, I would almost say, January, February, March, April, just as busy as December for us.
All right, cool. I want to start off with the college football if you guys want to get right into it because we got the brackets out. We see the matchups, some interesting ones. Obviously, some teams shuffled in that we talked about might have a shot of jumping some teams, and they did. We got Clemson playing against Texas, Tennessee, Ohio State. We got SMU going against Penn State, and obviously the Indiana Hoosiers, my Cinderella team, got in the big picture. They're playing against Notre Dame, who just keeps on winning and blowing everybody out. Any thoughts on those games, guys? We got them up on the screen, these brackets. Are you guys looking at any of these first-round games, those 4 matchups? T?
I haven't really looked yet, but we're talking about the Georgia matchup coming down the road, too. After that, the last week, the quarterback got knocked out pretty good in that game, Georgia, so I'm surprised to see him getting the bye week there.
I'll tell you what, the guy that came in behind him had a hell of a game. He really did. That rookie, the second-string quarterback for Georgia. I mean, he came in and he performed great. I mean, they got the job done. It's tough, as I told you guys, I'm sure you guys agree with me, tough to beat the same team twice in a year, especially a great team, well-coached like Texas, but Georgia found a way. So they're coming into this tournament on a high, no doubt about it. Anything you guys like? I mean, we're looking at the 12 teams.
Well, I think we should just put it all on the line and I'll make a quick little run prediction on what the bracket's going to look like. I was ready to do it. If you guys don't want to do it, I'm cool with it. But if you guys want to all
Well, T and I are
just
probably
kind of,
not like you. We're not really long range guys. I mean, we kind of go week to week and we play it out. I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure you feel the
Yeah, I
same
feel
way.
the same. These are some big numbers on these 4 games
But
as
I
well.
mean, if you
Well,
got an,
the spread's a different story. I'm talking more about just who you guys think are going to run it down the bracket.
who do you think's going to win it all? You mean?
Yeah, just I have my
Go
bracket
ahead, do
prediction.
it.
Hey Ben,
Tell
just
us.
throw the bracket up. Let me run down. And
Well,
then if you guys if you throw it back up, Ben, so the people can see it.
well, it's going to be hard for
That's
you
what
to
I
do.
thought we were doing here.
It's going to be
So I'm going to
hard,
run through it real quick. I'm taking Texas to beat Clemson.
right?
I'm taking Tennessee to beat Ohio State to face Oregon.
Okay.
Taking Penn State to beat SMU, and then Indiana to upset Notre Dame. Then in the second round, I have Texas advancing past Arizona State. I got Oregon advancing past Tennessee. I got Penn State advancing, and I got Indiana playing Georgia, and then Georgia advancing. Then to the final matchup, I have Georgia beating Penn State. I have Oregon beating Texas. I have a Georgia-Oregon national championship.
You know,
with Georgia winning.
on paper, it sounds great. Sounds great on paper. Let's see what
You
happens.
never know. Listen, you
That's
gotta You gotta put your you know what on the line sometimes. And
Well, I'll tell you what.
let's see what's gonna happen.
There's some hot teams coming into this tournament right now. I mean, I'm sure you guys agree with me on that. This Arizona State team, man, they've been pounding salt on people their last games. They're quietly a really good football team, this Arizona State team out west. And Georgia, like I said, they got to be coming in on a high, especially after that win last week against Texas. So it's really interesting. I'm looking at these games, and I'm going to have my picks up, obviously, as the tournament goes. Anything you're looking at as a long range or not really?
Well, you know what I want in this. You know, I got Oregon going against Penn State, hopefully.
Boom,
Oh, man,
boom.
I got shit for that last week with that Oregon again. It's crazy, these people. I mean, everybody I know pronounces it Oregon too, but
I think you got more heat on that than anybody I ever met.
it's unbelievable. I think
when he goes in the street, Ben, people from Oregon are going to be like really pissed at him.
I'm not even going to go there. I'm not going to step in that state. I'm scared to.
You're not allowed in Oregon?
But Oregon.
TK's not going west of the Mississippi. He's
Jesus.
staying east of the Mississippi.
I'm
TK.
shocked at Boise State.
Who did you piss off that they came at you like that?
I don't know, some
Just
English
social media guys?
some social media English teacher in Oregon.
Oh, he gave you a grade?
She
gave you a grade?
Oh, she's been busting me for 7-8 weeks. She gets me every week on that. But
I mean, guys, think about it. It's hard enough for us to do our work and try to pick winners consistently, but now we're getting like spelling and vocabulary criticism against us. I mean, come on now.
Well, I'm saying, I want Oregon going against Penn State. I got tickets on both of them. I'm just shocked at Arizona State. Their odds were huge to win that
they're great.
championship.
They're playing great right now.
They dominated that game on the weekend.
But
it was crazy.
Iowa State was, they're not a top talent. They're a good, solid team, but they're not at that top tier level.
Who do you got to win it all?
You know what? I don't really have a prediction who's going to win it all at this point in time, but I think momentum is favoring Georgia. And at this point in time,
Even without the quarterback? I think
he might be back by then. He might be back.
I thought he had a bad injury in that game.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that. Something with his shoulder, I think, right? He was hanging? His arm was hanging.
He had arm, leg, he had everything.
But I'll
going
tell you
on
what,
that kid came in and did
kid
play
that
good.
came in was fantastic, and he didn't really he made that one mistake that could have cost them. That pick. When they could have just ran the clock out, kind of won that game. But hey, you know what? I like Georgia. They're a team that always seems to get there when it counts. They're like the Alabama of this kind of the last 5-6 years. Before that, it was Clemson for a while. Then Bama dominated for a while. So it's been the SEC, obviously, running the show at these games over the past 15 years, I would think, right, Ted? SEC dominate.
I mean, listen, they're running it. They're dominating it. One thing that's really interesting is the fact that you have a couple teams. I mean, let's go back to this bracket for a second, if you don't mind, Ben. You got a team listen, say what you want, but you got Arizona State and Boise getting a bye. To me, this whole bracket is a travesty. The fact that you got Ole Miss and Alabama sitting on the outside looking in, you got a team like Clemson in there. I mean,
yeah, but
guys,
don't forget, Ted. They did what they had to do to get there. At the end of the day.
I understand we're within the rules,
Right.
but if you took the old BCS rankings and you kind of made this 12 team playoff using BCS, which is a combination of the AP poll, the coaches poll, and 6 other independent kind of computer ranking systems, not people,
Right.
but computers, things are a little bit different. Certain teams are out, certain other teams are in. So I mean, I'm just looking at this and I'm thinking they got to make some changes for next year. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, definitely make some changes on
Yeah,
that.
I mean, listen, every year you're going to come up with a song and a dance. I mean, no matter what the outcome is, there's always going to be, there's always going to be fireworks on both sides of it, whether it was right or wrong. So, you really can't worry about it. You got to kind of just play the card. It's like playing poker. You got to play the cards that are dealt in front of you.
Play the cards that you're dealt. Exactly.
That's what we're here to do, and we're going to play those cards and try to get you as many big winners as possible and make you the money. Hey, speaking of the money, I got to change a little subject here for a second. Juan Soto, 26 years old, just signs with the Mets. $765 million, 15-year contract with the Mets. Now he's in your league, TK.
Yeah, that's just crazy, man. Crazy money involved in that. I bet you some Yankee
You're
fans.
smiling because when I told him he's in his league now, you see the big smile come on the face? Look at that. Look at that, guys.
Yeah, after last week, and the craps table went down a little bit, but if you.
By the way, has anybody from Oregon ever played craps with you and came up to you at the table and say, what's up with the way you say Oregon?
I'm sure it's going to happen when out in Vegas one weekend. I'm sure I'll get a couple Oregon fans out there say, come up and talk to me about that.
Let me ask you a question. $765 million. Can you even think about something like that? That's crazy. $50 million a year. I think
he probably sends half of it back to the Dominican Republic, guys. So
hey,
I'm sure they're all happy over there in his country.
He's a talent, though. Very rare talent. Power hitter. Walks a lot. I thought he strikes out. Obviously, any power hitter strikes out, but great on base percentage. Slugging percentage. I mean, you name it. This guy's got every facet of the game, and he's 26, which is think about it. 26, being able to get a guy like that and lock him up for 15 years. I mean, that's pretty. Teddy, what do you think of something like that? I mean, you like baseball.
He's locked in for his career. What's really interesting is that the Yankees offered him 16 years, $760 million, so $5 million less. One more year.
Yeah,
and
crazy,
he
right?
left. So there's got to be a little bit more to the story. Like you would think he would want to stay a Yankee for pretty much the same amount of money. I mean, it's all guaranteed. So I'd love to be a fly on the wall of what happened in the background on why he chose the Mets for $5 million more, which is, if you look at the numbers, it's like not even 1% more.
Well, you think if you could stay with Judge, who's another incredible talent, and you got this guy and you got Judge and a couple other power hitters and a decent lineup around them. I mean, you're talking about a team that should win 90, 100 games a season if they have the right pitching.
I would love to know what went on behind the scenes.
All right.
And the Yankees got Max Fried just today.
Yeah, he's
so
a
they
talent.
added an ace. Yeah, he's an ace pitcher. So they have 2 aces now in the bullpen. Now, I don't know if they wouldn't have been able to get Max Fried if they ended up getting Soto. I don't know the numbers.
No, they
on
probably
that,
wouldn't have. I'm sure. That's why they probably did what they had to do at that point in time. So they figured they lost that piece, so they grabbed another piece. The only thing with Max Fried is he's been a little injury prone, but when he's on, that guy's dynamite. I mean, he's a solid 6-7 inning pitcher. Got great control, low ERA. I mean, Cy Young candidate.
Lowest ERA of any pitcher going all the way back to 2020.
Yeah, there you go.
When he's pitching.
All right.
So he's valuable. You guys have some college football picks, right?
Yeah, I was going to go into it right now. I think the audience heard enough of our little beginning here, and I think they want to know.
I'm still not betting the Mets to win the World Series. I can tell you that.
No,
I'm not going to take them.
Why?
I'll go back to the Dodgers and the Yankees next year again.
Dodgers and Yankees.
My tickets. Dodgers, Yankees again next year.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to go the same teams back and forth.
Yeah, the Mets. I
don't think the same two at least.
Yeah, same two, but those are going to still be the 2 best teams in baseball next year.
We got for us, this time of the year is kind of mixed emotions because there's, obviously we're used to the big boards on Saturdays and we're the big boards on Sunday in football. Now it's winding down. We don't have as much action as we once did. Now we're branching into college basketball, and the NBA are taking presence at this point in time with the bigger board, especially on Saturday. College baskets is going to be the number one item out there as far as making money. But we do have some games out there this week that I know you guys have worked on. I'm looking at one in particular as well on the weekend. I want to kick it off with you. Teddy, I'm going to kick it to you. I know you're out there and patient waiting around for us, so I want to start it off with you. Any best bets you're putting out in college football only for the week?
Yeah, I got 2 college football plays, so I'm going to do Saturday, and then I'm going to move on to Tuesday of next week because it's going to be before we roll. I'm sorry, one college football bet. Excuse me, just one college football bet for next Tuesday, and I'm looking at this Memphis, West Virginia, Frisco Bowl. The town right next to me where I'm at right now is actually called Frisco, but it's a different Frisco. This one's an easy one for me, guys. I love betting against a team that the coach gets fired after the regular season. They put in an interim coach and an interim coaching staff to coach the bowl game. I love this situation. And this is what you have going on with West Virginia. They were -1.5. They're +2.5 now. You don't know if these coaches are actually worried about the game or worried about their resumes for next year because they're just interim coaches for one bowl game,
that's it.
and then pretty much they're going to be gone.
Right.
So I'm loving Memphis in this spot here, just for simply that reason. Memphis, they've been doing okay. Not a terrible record. They only have a couple losses, -2. As long as this thing doesn't go to 3 or 4, which it might, I'm rolling on Memphis.
Okay.
And like I am telling everyone, we're filming this on a Wednesday. This game is almost a week away.
Right.
Get in on it now. I'm confident it'll be 3.5, 4,
All right.
4.5 by Tuesday.
All right, I'm going to kick it to T. T, best bet, college football. Let us know. What's up?
Well, going back to the bowl games coming up, you guys got to watch out. A lot of these players are sitting out too, so that's why some of these lines are going to be
that's
up.
why you got to wait.
You got to wait to see what's going on. A lot of these seniors are going to sit out of the game. But I got no Friday nights this week. I'm going to definitely play one game on college football this Saturday, the Navy-Army game. I think the current line right now is Army -6.5 and 38. I'm jumping on Navy on this one. I know I had Army last week plus a 5 against Tulane, won with that one. But I'm going to fade Army this week, and I'm going to jump on Navy. Navy 7-3 their last 10 against the spread. Army just 2-4 their last 6 against the spread. I'm going to start off with a nice win on Saturday with Navy plus the points in this one.
All right, sounds good. I'm right alongside you on that. I think you throw records right out the window with these teams. I don't care. One's 11-2, one's 8-3. So be it. They never had an issue in the past with records. These teams come to war. That's why they're the fighting academies. They come to war in these games. They want to beat each other. I think 6.5 is just a lot of points to give away in a game like this. I wouldn't leave it at 6.5. I'd buy it up to 7.5. I'd add a full point on the game. I'd lay the 130. I'd jump all over the dog in the game. I think they stay in the game. I mean, Army is definitely the better of the two teams. They come in much more represented, I feel, into the matchup. But again, all records go out the window. Things like that when these two types of teams, these teams play against each other, it's never about records. We could throw that out about matchups all over the college football. When certain teams go up against certain teams, it's really never about the records. They always come jacked up to play against each other. I think Navy is a live dog. I would get that line up to plus 7.5, and that's my best bet, obviously, on this very small board of games.
Small. Who shows up in this one, Biden or Trump? Which one shows up usually? The president comes to that game, so.
Oh, I don't know.
I wonder who's going to show
Depends
up
on the
that
weather.
one.
Trump seems to be showing up everywhere, so maybe him more so than Biden at this
He was
stage.
hanging out with Joe Biden's
Has anybody
wife.
seen Biden lately? I don't even hear or see him.
I haven't
anything
seen him
about
either. I
him.
saw his wife was in Paris and sitting next to Donald Trump the other day, so I wonder what they were talking about.
All right. Well, all right. So, guys, just to recap, TK and I, our only plays this week in college football are Navy. Are you leaving it at 6.5? Or are you moving it? Or are you staying there?
I'd be like you. I'd buy it up to 7.5, definitely. That 7.5. I mean, you're only going to spend 20 cents on that. Might as well get the extra point
it's
on
probably
that as
30
well.
cents. 30 cents.
Because I see the lines went up to 7 at some places right now. So.
And guys, the reason we do that, I got to be honest with you. Some numbers you really should jump on. You don't have to do it all the time, But on certain games, and especially a rivalry like this, when you feel you have the edge anyways, and you can make it even a stronger number in your favor, that's the reason I jump on games like this and I step it up and I move the line a little even stronger because I really want to get the most from my money. And I don't mind laying the 130 on a game or 135 on a game like this because I feel if I play 10 of them, I'm going to hit 7 out of 10 of them in the long run. So take away the 135, so be it. I'm still plus after 10 games out if I do my normal numbers that I feel on games like this. So that's why I do it. I can't speak for everyone else out there. A lot of guys don't like to buy points, but I definitely do, especially on games like this and numbers like this.
Yeah, I like to buy them too as well. I mean, if you're betting baseball, you're laying 140, 150. So what's the difference in football if you're laying 130, 140 as well?
Well, if you're looking at it like that, if you put these two teams on the mound, yeah, it's based on pitching and it's based on performance. I mean, Army obviously had the more solid season. But as I said, records don't mean anything in matchups like this. These teams get up for each other, and either one of these teams, would you be surprised if Navy went in there and won the game? Of course not. None of us would be like, oh my God, Navy beat Army. No, because it could happen. We all know that, right, Ted?
Absolutely. I'm right there with you. I think this is way too big of a number for an Army Navy game. I don't care what each team did for the year. It's kind of like when, FSU plays Miami, stuff like that, where these are just close games. That's a big number. I'm with you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be a snoozer. That's one to watch on the couch in the afternoon on Saturday.
Yeah,
Running,
The only thing I'm a
option,
little
both teams.
concerned about, I don't know if you guys get any updates. The quarterback, I think he's the starter. Blake Harvath, I believe his name is for Navy. He's questionable.
Well, he went to probable now.
Is he probable?
He's probable now.
Okay. Maybe that line might drop a little. So I'd lock in, guys. I try to lock in right now and get that 7.5 because if he's going to play, that line was adjusted, I'm sure. And for him, obviously, questionable and probable is two different things. Probable means he's most likely going to play. Questionable, it's iffy at best. But all right,
50-50 questionable.
Yeah. I want to jump into the big boys because I want to move this show and keep it moving and grooving. And we got some big plays. I know I do. I love the NFL this week. A couple of games stood out. I think we're going to start off with Thursday. We all have an opinion. Teddy, you looking at Thursday night NFL?
I didn't make an official play, but I saw what you guys were on, and I'm 100% with you guys. So
I don't know if you know what I'm on, though.
I know what I'm on in this game.
I don't know if you know what side I'm on. I just put up.
Maybe I'm wrong then. Go ahead.
I think T and I are disagreeing on this one, but I might be wrong. I don't know.
Okay.
Let's kick it off with the one and only T.K. Claus because this is Christmas month and he's going to deliver a lot of gifts for us.
Yeah, Thursday night matchup. I think I've only played one this year so far on the show, and I'm going to put this one out. The Rams against the Niners. I think the 49ers now 3-49.5.
Okay.
I don't know who you're on, but I'm jumping on the Rams in this one. Rams coming off that big win last week against Buffalo. Rams 5-2 against the spread their last 7. They love Thursday night football where they're 6-1 their last 7 against the spread.
Right.
I'm going to take the dog on the Rams this one. Niners had that big week last week. I don't see them doing against the Rams. So both teams should put up some numbers in this one. But I see the Rams prevailing in the end here, taking the points. Probably don't even need the points in this one, but I'm going to take them. I'm going to take them.
I can't shake this guy off my trees lately. I don't know. I can't seem to be different than this guy. I'm going to agree with TK Claus on this one. I'm going to be jumping all over the dog in this game as well. I think they're a live dog. They got the weapons. I think this game on paper is pretty even up. I'll take that 3 points. I'll leave it at 3. If it goes below it, I'd make sure I get +3 or higher on this game. I think the Rams are a live dog. I mean, it's not a big-time dog, but I like the Rams in this matchup against the 49ers. I think they're coming into this game right. Both these teams are kind of, up and down throughout the season. Neither one of them have gone on any major runs. You agree? I mean, they seem to win 1 or 2, and then they lose a game or so. So, I mean, they're not world beaters. They're probably in the second half level of the better teams out there right now. But I do like the dog in the game. I think the dog is barking a little bit in this game, and they got the weapons, and I think Stafford's going to have a showcase type of game on a national televised game like this. So take the Rams, guys. I'm putting that out as a best bet NFL Thursday.
You make it a 3.5?
No, I'll leave it at 3.
Leave it at 3?
It might drop, but if it drops, guys, my opinion, lock it in now and get +3 regardless. Best bet. Teddy?
I'm staying quiet. Mum's the word.
Okay. So Teddy, we know what Teddy likes.
You guys scared me off that game.
All right. Sounds good. Well, we're going to go to the Sunday card because we got some games that are really interesting. I'm curious what you guys are thinking because, I put a lot of time into these games just like you guys do. And I'm looking right now. We got a nice slate of games, a couple of really, really excellent matchups. Some of the leaders in the NFL. I don't know if you guys are on, obviously I'm going to get your picks in a second, but I don't know if you guys have a lean at all on this game between the Battle of Pennsylvania, between the Steelers and the Eagles. That should be an interesting game, these two going at it. And also, obviously, the big one out there at 4:25 p.m., Buffalo going back on the road after storming back to lose a 44-42 heartbreaker last week. Goes against Detroit, who's just finding ways to win, seems like every week. So that should be an interesting game. I'm going to kick it with TK and see what he's thinking for Sunday. Best bets on Sunday?
Best bets on Sunday. I'm jumping on the Indianapolis-Denver game. Current line Denver 4-44. Denver red hot right now versus spread. They're 6-1 their last 7 against the spread overall. 4-1 their last 5 against the spread at home. I don't know if Teddy's going to this game. He's going to be out in Denver. But I'm going to jump on Denver minus the 4 points. They're going to continue their hot run versus spread and win this one on Sunday.
That's a late game, 4:25
4:25.
p.m. So you like Denver at home -4 against the Colts.
Minus the points. Denver at home minus the
What
points.
are you rating that game?
I'm putting out 4-star right now. Like I said, Denver right now 4-1 their last 5 against the spread at home. I mean, they're playing strong versus the number. I know they're favored in this one here, -4. I'm looking to win this game by double digits here on Sunday.
I got to ask you a question. What's your thoughts on this Bo Nix? Are you surprised his performing, the way he's been performing this year? He's really been a nice talent for them.
We've been talking about all year. I think I've used Denver a few times this year as well.
Yep.
I mean, he's starting to gel here. Next couple of years, don't be surprised he's one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL.
He just seems to do the right things. He seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. Rookie talent, obviously 17 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
He's a big boy, too. He's not scared to take a hit.
Yeah. Well, that could be a problem.
Yep.
Those big boys that like to, run into traffic. You know what happens when you run into traffic. Sometimes you get blindsided.
But that's the little boys like Tua that take the big hits. Little guys like that.
Yeah, the big boys like Josh Allen and Bo Nix, they can take those lickings and keep on ticking.
Yeah, absolutely. What else you got in the NBA team before I move it to Teddy?
In the NFL, I'm going to play on Monday Night Football, giving out the Bears-Minnesota game. Minnesota right now, current line 6.5 and 44. Chicago just won 6-1 their last 8 road games. Minnesota red hot with 6 straight wins, not all against the spread. I had Minnesota as my big 5-star release, my first 5-star release of the year last week. Minnesota, they dominated. Mm-hmm. I'm looking for them to do the same thing. Dominate this one, win this game by 15, 20 plus. Minnesota 2-0 against the spread their last 2 at home, and as a favorite of 6+ points or more as well. I mean, Minnesota, they showed it last week. They're going to do it again this week. Right. Run this scoreboard up and win by double digits.
I'm showing 7. Are you staying? You're going to make it below 7 on the line? Line?
I don't think you need to on this one. They should win this game by double digits. I mean, they showed what they could do last week with the passing. When they went down a little bit there to start the game, they come out strong. They're going to do the same thing. They're not going to get down this game. You saw what the Bears did last week. Bears just sucked it up, and looking for Bears to suck it up again this week. Minnesota win by double digits.
This is like the tale of 2 different teams. Look at Minnesota. Minnesota got to be Teddy. What's your thoughts? The coach got to be coach of the year. 11-2, taking Sam Darnold under his wing. Look at Sam Darnold, 28 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 108 passing rating. The guy's been phenomenal and consistent all year, 11-2 record. I got to think he's coach of the year unless they lose the last 3 games in a row. Even if they do, they'll still be what did they be? They'd be 11-5. I mean,
I'm with you 100%. It's funny. I didn't even need to show up today. TK just covered both of my NFL games for me.
There you go.
I could have been on the mountain already, man. I'm right there.
Wait a minute. What the hell's behind you? I just saw like this big-ass animal running right by the window.
It was a moose looking in
on you.
Holy
mackerel. It's not is that a buffalo? Wait a second. Josh Allen might be up there.
They're here, but I don't think they're here.
Look at that
actually,
thing.
It warmed up, so.
I'm kind of a little depressed with you over here, Teddy. I thought you'd be in Colorado.
I thought he was going to sit on a big snowbank.
I thought he was going to be smoking a big fat joint on the show up there, bought some pre-rolls.
No, he's with his wife. He's with his wife. Come on now.
I have it here, though. Listen, I'm going to get you guys some more footage. I'll have Ben posted on the.
I want you sitting on top of a huge pile of snow. Can you get like on top of a 10-foot high drift or something and just like send us a picture.
Hold on. While I'm giving these games out, Ben, can you post that picture that I sent in the group chat
Oh
from
boy.
So you want a big
Yeah, I
pile of
got
snow.
you. I
This
got
is-
you. I think
Yeah, so this is the best. This was yesterday. We were snowmobiling on Lake Turquoise.
Oh, I love
My wife took a
snowmobiling.
picture of me.
Damn.
Oh, it was great, man.
Does your wife like snowmobiling?
Yeah, we love it.
Okay, cool.
So we got up on the mountain. And
Oh,
we
that's
walked down to
beautiful,
the
man.
lake.
It reminds me of that
Yeah.
movie Titanic when they stood on the top of the boat and they stood at the end of the boat and they put their arms out.
I don't think
Guys,
you're
It's
gonna
like
need
they're
them.
free. I'm free.
You can't see it because it was so cloudy, but that's Mount Elbert in the background, the tallest mountain in Colorado.
Mount Elbert.
But
Wow. All right.
Elbert, yeah. You couldn't see it, either Elgin or Elbert.
I got your video
listen.
pulled up too. I'm gonna just play that as
Oh
well.
yeah, post that.
I
real
want you
quick.
guys
This
to
was
see
funny.
this really quick.
So just so you know, TK texted me
freezing my
yesterday.
balls
Oh yeah, we gotta get rid of that part.
off right now, TK, but look at this fucking view.
Okay.
There you go. It looks like nobody's around you, Teddy. Would you block off the whole road and the security blocked them off a mile on each
Security
side?
blocked off the whole road so I can get a desolate video.
I think you told them Trump was with you or something.
I'll have some more for you guys for next week, but let me get my games and get out of here, guys.
Okay,
'cause the
go right
family's
ahead.
Waiting on me.
Yes, sir.
So I'm right with, like I said, I didn't even need to come here today. TK, we got the same games. You know, Bo Nix, you asked what we thought about Bo Nix. 64% of his passes he's completing, 2,900 yards, 17 touchdowns, 8 picks, and he is steamrolling. They've scored over the last 3 games, averaging 29 points. I don't see anything changing in this matchup here. Broncos are 6-1 against the spread their last 7. I think TK said that. Colts are 1-4 in their last 5. I think this is another demolition job here by the Broncos.
You gonna stay for the game?
No.
No, I'll be leaving Friday.
All right.
Then my other game, same game as TK.
Wow.
The Bears Vikings, guys. The Bears. I mean, you know, it's Scott Matthews. You gave me a guy to follow earlier in the year. Ride teams that are going up.
Right.
Jump off the bandwagon of teams that are going down.
Right. Don't get tricked.
The Bears. Right. And this is the Bears Vikings game right here. The Vikings are 6-0 in their last 6, 6-1 against the spread at home in their last 7, and 7-3 against the spread in the last 10 against the Bears. Obviously, that's with your Kirk Cousins teams, but it doesn't matter. I mean, they handled the business already.
Right.
They covered the spread on the last one just barely, but they did cover. And now that they're in Minnesota, I think they easily clear this one by a touchdown.
All right. Is that everything you got, Teddy? Because if you got to run, we appreciate it, and we look
That's
forward to
everything
seeing you
I got. If you
back
guys
here.
can take care of the rest of the show without me, I'll see you guys. Is next week the special edition?
I think we're doing it next week at the.
Ben, can you confirm this?
At Hefner's mansion.
Let me
We're
look on
shooting
our
it.
schedule right now. I put it down in my calendar. Let me check. We said Monday the 16th, right?
Monday. Oh boy.
Yep.
All right, we'll have bowl games next week.
Yep.
Monday the 16th. Teddy, you going to be back?
Or
in
was
town?
it Monday the 23rd?
I think it's Monday the
2 days
23rd.
before Christmas, I think we were doing.
Is that what we were going to do?
Yeah, I think it was the 23rd.
Okay.
All right, so
I
we'll
think
be
that was
back
it.
in the studio next Wednesday here.
Yep.
All right, boys.
Safe travels, Teddy. Say hello to the family.
Take
Enjoy your
care.
trip. What's that moose? Oh my God, running loose behind them.
I'm sure there's a lot of bears out there
All right.
at night.
Listen, I got a couple of plays I really like in the NFL, so I want to try to help you guys out as much as I can. I'm going to jump on the Steelers. I'm going to grab this 5 points. I'm actually going to go up to +6. I think they're a live dog against Philadelphia. I like the way the Steelers are playing. They made that quarterback change a while ago. It was the best change they made, seems like in a while. The team's responding extremely well. I think they're going to cause a little turnover situation. Maybe Mr. Hurts forces something, does a little something, or Saquon Barkley has a little turnover, maybe a crucial little fumble, and the Steelers take advantage of it. I like the Steelers in this game. I think the number's right. I think it's too high, and I buy it up to +6, so I'm putting a best bet out on the Steelers as a live dog. And a team I've been rolling with the last 3 weeks or so. I don't know if you've been watching them, the Seattle Seahawks team, playing really, really well right now. Won 4 straight games in a row. I had them huge as a private selection for all my VIP clients last Sunday, and they blew out Arizona, totally dominated the game, forced turnovers, things like that. Yeah, Green Bay's great. Always loved Jordan Love. Been saying that all year long. But I think right now I'm looking at that trend going up. I like the way the Seahawks are playing. They're a live dog at home. Tough place to play. I think they're going to force a couple of key turnovers or something or slow them down and take advantage of it. And you know what? Geno Wilson, he's not bad. I mean, they play better on the road. I'm a little leery of them at home. They're 5-1 on the road this year, which is amazing. Think about it. 5-1 in the NFL on the road. That's an 85% win percentage. Obviously not playing as well at home. But I think they're going to be jacked up for this game. They're in the hunt. They're in first place in that division. I think they want to kind of put some room between them and second place. So I like Seattle in that game. +3. I'd lock it in right now at 3. And those are my 2 picks for the NFL this week.
That's going to be a good game Sunday night, Packers Seattle. That's a great matchup there.
Yeah, well, I like Green Bay. I like the way they're playing. I like the way Seattle's playing. But I think there's going to be some crucial mistakes or something that goes wrong in that game. I hope I'm not on the wrong side of the mistakes. But I'm thinking Seattle's going to come on top somehow, some way. They're going to get the job done. They're playing well enough right now to get the job done. I mean, Green Bay's not a world beater on the road. But I think the Seattle team is going to be ready for this game big time. Any take? It's such a huge matchup we should talk about before we move on this game between Buffalo and Detroit. I mean, you don't have to have a pick on it, but what's your thoughts? I mean,
I'd probably go. There'll be a shootout back and forth in that game. I'm staying away.
Potential Super Bowl matchup, right?
Yeah, Detroit, man, they're just a powerhouse this year. 12-1. They actually could be undefeated if you think about it.
Yeah.
I kind of like that matchup. You got Pittsburgh going against Philly. I mean, how about that guy last week bet $3.1 million at the Circa on Philly? Guy catches the ball on the 1-yard line. Was actually a catch. They reviewed it, said it was incomplete, but ESPN, I watched it next morning, and that was actually a catch. He could have rolled in the end zone. The guy would have been stuck 3 points. That guy should be sending some money to the NFL and making some donations because Philly should have lost.
He needed them not to score.
He had the Eagles $3.1 million on the money line.
Wow.
You know, to win like 300K.
On the money line?
On money, he had a money line. Yep,
Okay.
money line.
Wow.
And,
so he made $3.1 million, or
he
put up
bet 3.1 to win whatever 300-some thousand. I mean, kind of a
I
stupid
see.
bet, but
yeah.
you know, but if you think about that, guy catches the ball, which he actually did, rolls in the end zone. There's 20 seconds left. Totally different outcome for that guy.
I don't think you and I or Teddy are putting out opinion plays like that, giving guys 10-1 shots to put up 3,000 to win 300 or 1,000 to win whatever $50.
Talking about that in football, what about Joey Burrow, man?
Oh,
how many 300-yard passing games in a row? And he's the first quarterback in NFL history to have that many 300-yard games and a losing record for the year.
Yeah,
I kind of feel bad for that guy.
You brought up a good subject there. How the hell did Dallas screw that game up like that? I mean, talk about a bad beat. If you bet the Dallas Cowboys in that game plus 5 points to lose that game, I mean, the way they did, they block a punt. The guy goes to get it. He muffs it. They recover it. And then instead of just driving down to kick a winning field goal, they put the icing on a 31-yard touchdown pass, Burrow to Chase to win the game.
Crazy. Actually, watching, I had that game.
I mean, crazy.
I got lucky.
Cowboys snake bet.
I was on like a 1-minute delay. I was watching in the Simpsons mode on that game.
Did you see Jerry Jones in the booth when they showed him? He was like plutzing in the booth, like he couldn't believe it. He was like talking to himself. He was mumbling. I don't know what the hell he was saying when that happened.
Did you watch a Homer Simpson version of the game? That was pretty cool, man.
No, I didn't.
I had to go get donuts the next day after watching that one.
You got anything you want to talk about? I would think we touched base on everything we put out.
We were talking about college football. It's the first time in history that not history, but a long time that an SEC player is not in the run for the Heisman as well. I saw that as well.
I think what's his name is one of the front runners for Colorado, right? Travis Hunter.
Yeah, he's one of the top
and
ones
then,
there.
Who else was it? The Oregon quarterback?
I can't remember. It came up the other day.
Yeah,
but we got college basketball flowing right now.
I knew you.
I know you love your college hoops.
You know, let me tell you something, guys. You want to talk about an up and down situation that could drive you crazy? Try to figure out who's going to be number one at the end of the year in college basketball. Is going to be about as hard to pick as anything out there. I mean, these teams from week to week are getting knocked off. It just shows you the parity out there and really how you got to do your homework on these games. You agree? I mean, look at all these teams that they win, they lose. Number one all the time, changing.
It's a totally different world out there with the NIL money out there now. These kids, they can go anywhere and play. And that's the thing. I watched a game last night. Butler played last night. They were 13.5-point favorites. I turned on the game, and they were down by 26 points. The guy hit 8 out of 9 3-pointers. Anything can happen in college basketball. That's why everybody likes the madness.
I love college basketball, guys, because I got to be honest with you. They make a lot of mistakes on these numbers from my standpoint. I mean, we're numbers guys. We look at this stuff through and through, and we're looking for every angle to give us every edge. And I see so many advantages right now with these games. I mean, I can't even explain to you how many I've caught that have turned out right. I mean, yeah, I'm going to drop some. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to be consistent. But you agree that there's so many mistakes out there?
If you look at our numbers that we use, our system, they don't really make a lot of mistakes when the ranked team's playing a ranked team. But when the ranked team's playing a non-ranked team, these numbers, some of them have been off 4 or 5 points, according to me. And that's
a lot of them,
A lot of them, especially these totals, are way off.
Well, even these teams right now that just started back up in conference play against each other, I think the lines are way overinflated. I mean, they're making big numbers, and these dogs are as live as these favorites at this point in time. So you got to really do your homework, guys. Listen, I mean, I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. I'm just telling you from experience what I do. I look for value. What do I mean by that? I'm a value player. I'm looking for an advantage. I'm looking for an edge to beat the house with. And if I think I got it, I'm all over it. I'm pushing it all in like they do on the poker tables. I'm going all in. If I don't like it, I'm pulling it back. I'm not even going to play.
But there's so many games in the college basketball. You got 30, 40 games tonight. If you can't pick a winner out of something like that, then something's wrong.
You see anything you like in the next day or so? We could throw some.
I know they're not going to see the game tonight. I mean, the show tonight. I'm on the UTEP Louisville game. My numbers got this game. Louisville should only be favored by 8 or 9. They're favored by 15. I'm taking a dog UTEP. I know that no one's really going to see this in time for the game here tonight, but that's a nice little dog right there. My numbers are way off on this. I got like a 6-7 point edge on this game for me, UTEP tonight.
Okay.
Who would you pick to win it all? And we're talking Alabama. I'm telling you, Alabama's playing some good ball.
I had Alabama the other day. They blew somebody out. They were a dog too. They were a small dog, and they 1.5 or 2 point dog. I can't even remember. And they won. They looked great. They really did. They put up over almost 100 points in the game. I like Alabama. I don't think they're going to win it all. I mean, they have a shot. Listen, as I said, I think the roller coaster ride on who's going to be number one in college basketball is going to be very tough, because I think a lot of these teams are going to lose multiple games throughout the year, because there's a lot of parity right now in college basketball.
When it comes down to the Final Four this year, the tournament, I think you got to watch out and look at some big dogs. I think this could be the year of the dog, the Cinderella story coming through in the tournament this year.
Even Rick Pitino was in his 70s doing a hell of a job with that St. John's program. He's turned that program around. They're playing really well right now. I was looking at some numbers on them. I think they're their record so far this year, they're 8-1. I mean, they've only lost one game. They're playing really well. They match up good against teams, and you could probably catch numbers with teams like that when they go up against obviously strong opponents. They're probably going to give them a lot of room there where you can try to see if you can have an advantage. I look for teams like that. I look for teams on the cusp that can play against the better teams and try to see if I have a strong line edge in my favor. And what about the NBA? They're playing the NBA Cup right now.
NBA Cup.
Any surprises right now in the NBA for you?
Really no surprises in the NBA for me. I mean, the teams that should be there are going to be there.
I think Denver's is a non-surprise, right? I mean, they're not playing that well right now.
They got Golden State playing Houston tonight. That should be a good matchup, too. It's about a pick-em 2-point favorite here tonight, Houston.
Yeah.
A couple good games.
I like Houston in their building. They seem to come to shine when they play at home. They seem to pour on the points, and they seem to do extremely well. That's going to be a tough matchup for Golden State playing against Houston. It's a small number, though. The number indicates that they think Golden State has a big shot in the game. But this Houston team at home has been good money, especially small favorites. They seem to be winning pretty convincingly.
What about our home team, the Miami Heat? Is Jimmy Butler? He's going to say goodbye?
Why, is that what they're saying?
They're saying he might be saying goodbye.
He's been saying goodbye for how many, 2 years already?
He should go. I mean, I'm not a Heat fan anyway, so.
No?
No, I'm not a big Heat fan.
Not a big Heat fan. Oh, you don't like Dolphins. You don't like Heat. You like the Panthers, though.
Yeah, I like the Panthers.
They won last
night in the shootout. 2-1 last night in the shootout. They're playing decent. They didn't put up a lot of goals the last few games.
That game tonight, not to change it on you, Golden State and Houston, that's a quarterfinal matchup for the NBA Cup to go to see who's going to win that in-house turn. The final game, I believe, is in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, the final game is in Las Vegas.
I love the floor, though. You see how
Yeah,
they
I
made
like
the
how they
floor on
changed it.
those?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they really did a nice job with the floor on the home courts on these teams playing against each other. It's pretty cool. It's really cool watching those games on those psychedelic
We
floors.
should head down to a Heat game one day. Haven't been in a while down to the Heat matchups.
Ben should put us in the suite, the podcast junkie
Junkie
suite
suite?
down there at the arena. I don't know why
All
he
you
doesn't
can
take
eat,
us.
all we can drink.
Takes only those girls, down there. He doesn't take us guys. He wants to hang out with hot chicks. I don't blame him. If I was in his shoes, I wouldn't want to take me either. I'd rather take some smoking hot 25-year-old down there. Right, Ben? Mm-hmm. Yep. I can't hear you, Ben.
You got it.
There
You
go.
got it.
Now I hear you loud and clear.
We didn't get the sound effects this week. Did you notice that we didn't get a?
Yeah, we didn't get the intro, Ben. What happened? TK Claus is in the house, this week.
Yeah, next week, make sure we got
You
some
got to get the
Christmas
jingle
music.
bell music
get
for
jingle.
the show.
All right, I'll get some- I'll
comes
get-
on like a little jingling.
I'll get
and then
some
we go.
jingles. Yeah, I'll get some jingle
Yeah.
bells.
Yeah.
I might wear the Santa suit next week. We'll see what happens.
All right. I'm going to wear my Santa hat. So.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good, guys.
I'll have to bring a couple little elves in here with me or something. I'll have to bring a couple of the girls dressed up as elves in here for Ben. I'm sure you'd like that.
Yeah, but the problem is the show won't go on.
Yep.
He'll be in the back room.
We'll do that when we
He'll
do the
forget
show.
about the show.
When we do the show on the road, I'm going to have him dress up in little elf
Scott
outfits
Matthews
for you.
producing the show. It's not going to go right. Something ain't going to go right. I can promise you.
I got a special bottle of Macallan for that show that we're going to be drinking that day. So get ready.
All right.
We're going to have Scott drunk by the 20-minute mark.
Ben, what do you got going on for the holidays? You going to be in town? Or you?
Actually, I'll be heading up to Jacksonville to
Okay.
spend some time with my family. But I also have a Christmas show that I'm going to be playing.
Okay, cool.
So I'm pretty excited for
Yeah.
that. So.
Oh yeah. Just to let everybody know, Ben's he's a musician. He's what's your main thing? Drums.
Drums. Yeah.
There you go.
I heard you do a little singing, too.
Fly me to the moon.
Oh boy.
I should stick to drumming. I know.
Sinatra's rolling around right now.
I know.
Sinatra's saying, "What the hell just happened to me?" All right.
What about the UFC last week? I know you're a big UFC fan. A couple of shockers in that
Well,
one.
I was watching it with my son and his friends, and I don't understand. They bring a guy in the main fight. I mean, the champion is so good. He's at the highest right now. He's probably in his best shape ever. They bring in a guy that never fought in the UFC, that obviously was known in other leagues, to go against this guy. I mean, it was a total domination.
The favorites were 12-1 out of the 13 matchups. Every favorite won but one, and the one dog that won was a small dog.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I mean, the favorite players cleaned house.
Yeah, whoever bet the favorites in that cleaned house. I mean, they're $300, $400, $500 favorites in that UFC.
I mean, I love the UFC, but sometimes I think they put these matches together that sometimes I scratch my head a little bit, thinking, why are they even going in this direction with them? But I guess they got to fill spots and they got to give guys matches and things like that. I get the politics of it all, but I sometimes I wonder why they put those certain guys against certain guys. It just doesn't make sense.
They're fighting over in Tampa this week. This week in Tampa.
And the main fighter is the guy from Miami. What's his name? Trump's guy.
I'm not sure. There's so many fights.
I can't remember his name.
Joaquin Buckley, Colby Covington.
Colby Covington, that's it. Colby Covington is the
He's
main
a big
fight.
favorite.
Is he a big favorite? It's only like 2. I thought he was 2-1. They're fighting down in Tampa.
He's a dog, Covington.
Is he a
plus
dog?
200 and something?
Yeah, I thought it was either minus or plus. Yeah,
I
didn't like his last fight. He looked so stale. I mean, he just didn't look right in that fight when he came back after waiting 2 years. And I think he got a lot of bad publicity from that fight afterwards. But anyways, that's about it. All right, listen, I think we hit everything out there, guys. We talked college football brackets. We made some picks on it. We gave out some selections this week on college football. We gave out NFL. We talked some baseball. Juan Soto, $765 million. I got to go knock on his door and say hello to him, my new best friend. When you make that kind of money, I got to say hi to you at least. Hopefully you'll be my new friend. And what else we got? We got a lot of good things coming up. We got TK Claus in the house. He's going to be putting out a lot of games this month. I'm trying to help you guys right alongside myself.
Well, we killed it last year in the Bowls, man. I know you had a good season last year in the Bowls. I'm ready for a big bang. I think last year in the Bowls I was 16-2 overall on my top bowl side. I think I lost 2 bowl games the whole year last year. So I know you're getting ready for that as well.
I'm psyched up. I love this time of the year. I got to be honest, TK. This is a good time of the year. You don't get all the games like you want to get, but I like big matchups. I like to do the homework to try to figure out who's going to win those games, break those numbers down, look for the edges to give myself and my players that winning edge. So I'm jacked up. A lot of good stuff to look forward to. Private service customers, we put out NHL hockey, which we've been doing dynamite with. We had a couple of nice winners already this week. We had Detroit Red Wings. They were down 5-3 in the third, came back, scored 2 goals, won it in a shootout. Last night had the LA Kings. So hockey's been really good. We've been consistent, really, on all our major sports, just staying right up there on a consistent level, helping guys try to build a bankroll. I'm sure you're doing the same thing for your customers.
Yeah, it's been a decent year so far. The thing I said with our customers, you could win 10 games in a row, but you're only as good as your next game. You lose that one, you're 10-1, they're jumping ship.
Don't even remind me. I got guys, I win 4 in a row, I lose 1, I'm the worst.
Yep, that's unbelievable.
I don't understand it.
They're texting you, oh, man, you
I
suck.
bet it all on the 5th one.
Yep.
What do you mean you bet it all on the 5th one?
You're
Did you
horrible.
see my message? My message said play the same amount on every game until I say different.
Yep.
But no.
They got excited. They're like, "Oh, Scott's giving me all these wins. Let me."
But they failed to not mention that they loved it so much themselves because I liked the same thing they liked. Then they go and explode on it.
Sometimes I think these guys like to lose when they're betting on their own.
Well, they want to vent to somebody.
Yeah. I think they get a thrill out of losing than winning.
Guys, I got to look in the camera when I say this. Do you really think that we're out here doing what we do to try to lose for people on purpose? Seriously. Because if you do, you're not in the planet of Earth. We work our asses off. We want to win. That's how we stay in business. So nobody wants to win more than we do. So we take it personal. Listen, we got thick skin, all of us. That's why we do what we do. But at the end of the day, we're just trying to do the right thing and find quality results. We're not going to win them all. Nobody in the world's going to win them all. If you want to believe all that hype bullshit out there, go believe it. Go believe these guys with their briefcases and millions of dollars in cash in front of them and their mansions and their airplanes and all that shit. Listen, I got plenty of swampland that I could be selling you guys all over the country if you want to believe in that. But anyways, that's another topic at another time. This was a great show. I appreciate my man TK Claus in the house with me, Teddy Brooks and Breckenridge. Have a great trip, Teddy, up there. Have fun with the family. And TK, where can the people find the legend
Well,
each and every day?
A lot of people have been finding me on Instagram lately at TK Wins. You can go on there. You get free plays daily. I put up a lot of stories daily as well. But you can also find me on my website, tkwins.com. Best place to purchase the picks daily is there right there at tkwins.com.
All right, my man. TK Claus in the house. Look at him. He's going to come next week already shinied up.
I got to find the Santa suit. If I can find it, I'll wear it.
All right, I love it. All right, guys, check everything I do out. Free picks, all the stuff we put out each and every day. It's up on my official Instagram page, SM Sports Picks, Picks. That's where you find me. That's how you could contact me. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. If you want the edge, I'll do my best I can to give you the edge. Been in the business for 37 years. Repeat, 37 since 1988 in the sports handicapping world. If anyone wants to win for you, it's this guy right here. Next to the guy next to me, obviously.
I like to win for my guys too, so
you can find me each and every day. I'm getting my man in the back over there. The number one hockey guy in the world is right here with me.
With the Panthers with a big win on the road last night and shootout overtime.
He's probably pissed off at me that I'm not talking hockey, but I don't know it as well as he does, so I don't like to talk about things that I don't know like other people do know. And you'll see their show, Cats and Bolts. They're dynamite. All right, guys, check out the show. One and only Get the Edge. That's our official podcast show. Go on the YouTube channel. Again, put in Get the Edge, EDGE. Check it all out. Also, the show's up on Spotify, and it's up on Apple each and every week. And we're going to be back here next week, ready to rumble with you guys, and have a great day.
Another week in the books.
Good show.
We got the man and the woman of Cats and Bolts in the house.